Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Infinity, and this is Magnetize Yourself, where we talk about life, love, spirituality, and of course, the law of attraction. In today's video, I am going to be doing a collective reading and energy update. Thank you to all of you for bringing your powerful energy to this reading. We are all co-creators here on this channel. And if you would like to receive a message today, I do invite you to subscribe to the channel, join our beautiful community of like-minded, conscious, creative beings here on YouTube. An added benefit of subscribing is this does allow me to pick up on your energy more easily and channel more specifically for you, both here in this video and in future videos as well. So 2 cards came out right away, and we have the man holding a coin in the upright position, which, by the way, often speaks to a masculine awakening. And we have deceit in the reverse position, truth coming to light, involving a masculine going through this awakening process. So what truth is coming to light? Surrender to the divine, and a fiery climax approaches. I heard the sentence, everything that is not him, meaning everything that is not this masculine's truest, most authentic self is being burned away actively at this time. And this is creating space for this surrender, but also within this whole process, I see the masculine here beginning to release some of his attempts to control his own healing or awakening process, and really just surrendering to, I'm hearing surrendering to the pain of that process, surrendering to the necessary grief of letting go of who he used to be, who he used to identify with, and feeling this newfound sense of commitment to his most authentic, highest, spiritually awakened self. With your commitment is being tested. It's interesting because I see this masculine both committing to his own highest version of self in a deeper way. I'm hearing unconsciously, so this may still be happening at a somewhat unconscious level, but simultaneously, I feel that commitment message might apply literally to those of you who are interacting in a 3D love connection or situation. I see this masculine feeling a newfound sense of, I'm hearing a desire to be fully committed within a love situation that is divine, that is aligned with his newfound higher version, more authentic version of himself. And we have the card Balance in the reverse position. So for the divine masculine collective, there may have been this feeling recently as though many things were, I'm hearing him say, out of whack, out of balance. So what has felt out of balance for the divine masculine here? By the way, these labels, divine masculine, divine feminine, are just labels to describe energies. In these Monday, Wednesday, Friday collective energy updates, we channel information about the divine masculine and divine feminine polarities energetically on the planets. But these polarities, these energies can reflect internally because we all do have a balance of internal masculine and internal feminine. Equally, they can apply in our relationships, romantic relationships, platonic, in our interactions within the world, individually and collectively. So always take these messages as they personally connect for you. I also kept seeing something about a house. So someone might be buying or selling or looking into moving homes in some way. But I'm also picking up something from a masculine's childhood home here. So he may be thinking about his childhood or upbringing more than usual recently, because of these truths that are coming to light. And some of these truths are requiring him to go back into his own past experiences to bring forth some sense of clarity or some kind of nugget of truth to allow him to create greater harmony in his life. So yeah, broken heart in the reverse position. I'm hearing that word self-sabotage again that came out in the last reading. And what I'm feeling from this masculine is one of the truths coming to light is the realization of ways in which in the past he may have been pushing away love that he desired to experience. It's like I simultaneously am feeling from this masculine a very intense desire for true, pure, authentic, reciprocated, balanced love connection, but at the same time, this tendency to act against that desire. Specifically with the throat chakra reversed, one way that this masculine may have acted against this desire is by not vocalizing his thoughts, feelings, what he wanted in regards to a divine feminine in his life. That I'm hearing like this connection had the potential or has the potential to bring him a lot of joy and happiness, but I see him having this deep-seated subconscious pattern that would cause him not to vocalize or to open up about the ways in which he was feeling. For some masculines, this may have been a lack of confidence with the solar plexus chakra card reversed, which for some might be a bit surprising if you are a feminine looking in on this situation, because this masculine who lacks authentic, soul deep confidence might actually project a kind of false sense of confidence, or has projected this in the past that we think of as ego. A confidence built in his material things or his material earthly identity here in this incarnation, or from his status, but not truly springing forth from a deep space of authenticity within himself. And it was this lack of authentic confidence that may have actually caused a divine masculine to waver when it came to expressing his true emotions towards a divine feminine here. The name Gabriel is coming out here, but also the 5th chakra card from the Energy Oracle cards deck is governed by or connected to the Archangel Gabriel. So that could be someone's name, or that could be an angel that some of you are connected with in some way, if you do connect with these higher beings that we sometimes call angels. So I want to know what this divine masculine wants to express, but is developing the confidence to express. His true soul desires here towards you, divine feminine, with the cornucopia card in the upright position. I hear a masculine also saying, I'm seeing the signs. And the cornucopia card is the number 11 card in the deck, which, of course, the number 1111 is a very popularly known sign of twin flame connection or high-level soulmates, when you are really aligned with something that is very much a part of your soul's blueprint, meaning the intentions you created prior to incarnating here. such as meeting a twin flame, meeting a high-level soulmate, we will tend to see number signs like the 1111 number around this meeting, around our interactions with these other souls we are divinely contracted to and with. And I see this masculine secretly seeing signs about this connection, but not necessarily verbalizing his acknowledgement of these spiritual signs in the past to you, Divine Feminine. So in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more messages from this Divine Masculine to the Divine Feminine, more emotions that he may have been feeling but not expressing, more thoughts that he may have been having but not fully acknowledging aloud. So the link to the extended reading on Patreon is in the pinned comment and description box under this video with those extended messages. I also am picking up from this "Your Commitment is Being Tested" card. A message is coming through very strongly about some masculines literally going through some kind of test or trial, spiritually speaking, in their life right now. And I feel that this is something they are remaining very guarded about at this time in the 3D. I don't feel like this is something that they are sharing necessarily with the external Divine Feminine or even with other individuals in their life. This feels like something that is very challenging, very difficult to them, generating a lot of pain, something they are thinking about a lot. I'm hearing the elephant in the room that they are dealing with, but they're dealing with this in silence. They're not opening up about this to the Divine Feminines. If they do open up, they might barely share the surface of what's going on or what they're feeling, but they're remaining very guarded and secretive about this, not because they're trying to hide or deceive in any kind of way, but because what they're going through is very, very intense, and they're not yet fully comfortable with sharing those more intense emotional experiences. They're used to keeping all of that very buried within themselves. I'm hearing a masculine say, I'm hoping to get through this and then to tell you all about it. So with that being said, I want to get more information on what this potential test or trial could be. Adjacent possibilities in the reverse position. So for some Divine Masculines, they are in the process of closing out other pathways, options, opportunities that were only illusions. These were in their mind or in their life as potential pathways or potential options. But the reason that they're actually illusions is because as this masculine continues to awaken, he realizes that there really is only one highest vibrational path that he is divinely destined to follow. And he is rising to meet that destiny through the clearing away of everything that has kept him disconnected from it. All of the lower vibrational frequencies within his energy body, within his life, his relationships, his unconscious patterns that have kept him weighted down from this one single highest vibrational pathway that he is now rising towards. But as he is rising up to those higher vibrations, as is always necessary when we are rising through timelines onto our highest timeline, we have to close out all of those other potential routes, pathways, options, and what the ego mind might have considered backup plans, an opportunity just in case something doesn't work out. And I know that I'm speaking at kind of an abstract level here, but that is intentional because for some masculines, this could apply to their relationships. They might be realizing, I have been keeping my options open in love because my ego was feeding me this illusion that it was unsafe to commit fully 100% wholeheartedly to one person or divine connection. For other masculines, it could be that they were considering taking some leap of faith in a business endeavor, in some kind of life change, but they've been in this energy of waiting for a long time, kind of keeping multiple routes or options available, but not really moving towards anything. And many divine feminines, I can sense you potentially applying this to your inner divine masculine as well. So you may have had this feeling when it came to your life path, your life purpose, decisions in your life, where you may have felt like you were stuck or waiting for a period of time, kind of in this rut-like energy. And it's not that you were in a rut, it's that your spirit, your higher self, was causing you to raise your vibration to a higher plane of perspective from which you would be able to see that there's only really one clear path forward. The highest soul's path, the highest vibrational pathway, the path that you destined yourself at a soul level to follow in this life. And many divine feminines will find this applying to their life purpose and really solidifying into a pathway of what they feel they came here to share and do and be with the world. But once again, we have the throat chakra in the reverse position combined with the Angel of Balance card. So what I feel this masculine's higher self saying here is, I might not be open or speaking about this test, this trial that I'm going through. I keep hearing trial by fire because that fire metaphor speaks to the burning away effect happening to the collective divine masculine, the burning away of all aspects and components to his that were really attached, weighing down his most true, authentic self artificially. And I see these masculines leaving these things behind with the walking away card in the upright position. There is some sense of loss or disconnection here. I keep picking up that for some masculines, they might be literally grieving the passing of a loved one. They might be grieving the dynamics or the experiences of their own early life, facing the experiences that caused them trauma, which of course trauma is unprocessed emotion that becomes stored in the energy body until we allow ourselves to feel it, and through feeling it to release it. And I see this masculine doing that releasing work, and that causing a lot of pain, again, whether they have literally lost a loved one in their life or whether metaphorically they are losing their own sense of self and sense of identity that was built unconsciously from these experiences. They were very afraid to fully face and feel and allow to move through them. And what this is doing with the third eye chakra card coming out here is this is bringing greater depths of clarity to the masculine, because as long as he was unwilling to face that pain coming up within himself, he was repressing it down and creating illusions and acting unconsciously through these self-sabotaging patterns stemming from the fact that he wasn't willing to face the source of those patterns, the point of that pain that was creating these patterns. When he was living in this way, unconsciously repressing these emotions, it was actually blinding him to being able to find clarity. I'm hearing something about a therapist. So some masculines might be starting therapy or considering starting therapy or working with a therapist or counselor. They might have someone in their life that is kind of in this sort of therapist role for them in some way, or they might just be kind of exploring therapeutic concepts personally, individually. Equally, some divine feminines might be thinking about working with a therapist or working through some form of counseling, having someone externally to speak with or to help them process out some of their lodged feelings and emotions to really find greater clarity in their life or in their relationships. But regardless, I see this reaching for greater clarity, which has to come through processing out all of the pain that has actually been blinding us to truth, to seeing truth, because seeing truth and therefore finding clarity has to begin with having the willingness to face the truth within ourselves that is within us at that moment, that is surfacing within us, even if it's painful to face and to process. And I see the masculine polarity specifically mustering that courage to face the pain and to find clarity. So in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more messages about how the divine masculines are facing this pain within them and therefore finding clarity. Some divine feminines may be resonating with these messages as they might apply to your inner self as well. So those extended messages, which by the way, I'm sensing this shift, this decision to face the pain and find clarity, is bringing in a powerful new beginning, because the Sun card just jumped out of the deck. And this card is very much connected with new beginnings. I'm getting something about books. So someone might be reading a lot of spiritual or psychological material, learning about the mind or spirituality or the soul to assist them in really raising their vibrational frequency to rise to this new beginning that exists at this higher level of where they are now. So if any of this is connecting with you, again, I will be sharing more messages about how this facing of the internal pain, which is really just these lodged emotions from the past, how this is creating clarity and shifting us into this powerful new beginning. So again, the link to the extended reading is in the pinned comment in description box under the video. Okay, so now let's have a conversation with the divine feminine polarity. So what is going on for the divine feminine at this time? So very strongly, we have the number 444. This might be a number that you have been seeing a lot recently, and this is in connection with the new beginning that you are pulling in vibrationally, energetically, divine feminine, because of this radical shift that has taken place and is continuing to take place in your energy field. Because we have the Sun card here, but also woman holding a heart in the reverse position. For some reason, I'm getting this feeling of someone who may be at times feeling overwhelmed or out of control or ungrounded, specifically when it comes to love or a particular love situation. Now, because that number 444 is coming up here, I am going to channel a message from that number. Wow, I felt a huge wave of energy from this number, because 444 here says, your connection with the spiritual realm is powerful at this time, and you can trust the guidance you are receiving. This is speaking to the fact that the divine feminine is learning how to trust the inner guidance above all else. And this is really challenging because collectively, the divine feminines have been deeply programmed with this never-ending, insatiable need for external validation and the feeling of emptiness and void that comes along with that, because what we're seeking for externally is really something that we must find within. So the awakened divine feminines are leading the way into this self-trust, this ability to validate the self and no longer seek that validation externally. With broken heart reversed, divine feminine, you might be at times, again, feeling this overwhelmment when it comes to love and relationship, maybe a specific love or relationship in your life. But what you need to know with broken heart reversed is that this is a time of profound heart healing for you. And even those feelings of confusion or overwhelm that surface are actually indications of a really deep, energetic heart chakra healing and a powerful opening to receiving love that is taking place within your being. And if you were to look back, I'm hearing your guides say, just look back at yourself a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, and you will be able to see how radically your heart has been opening, how much you've been softening to love within yourself, how much you've been opening to receiving love and to giving love to others. Giving because you are overflowing with self-love that naturally has to go somewhere, so it gets exuded outward naturally, automatically. But you're learning that it all begins with self-love. You are turning the tides for the collective while shifting the focus from needing external validation to finding that total sense of whole and fulfillment within the self, with envy in the reverse position. Sitting on the third eye chakra, you have been spiritually upgraded over the last months, years, whatever the case has been for you, although of course time doesn't really exist at the energetic level, but you have learned and you've really begun to stabilize this sense of wholeness within yourself. And the reason that I'm sharing that with you or reminding you of what you already know there is because I'm sensing that some divine feminines have been really hard on themselves recently, potentially cross-comparing at times their progress to the progress of others or the perceived progress of others, worrying that maybe they're behind in some type of way, or worrying that maybe when these feelings of overwhelm or pain or confusion surface, that somehow something is going wrong within them. And wow, I heard this message from your guides, Divine Feminine. When you feel that pain coming up within you, it's not because something is going wrong. It's because you have increased your capacity for transmutation of that pain into light. It's because you've become a more highly energized, high vibrational being with greater capacity to carry both shadow collectively and individually, but then equally to carry light. And you've also increased your ability to transmute that darkness into light. So when these painful emotions come up, it's not because you have somehow created them. It's because you have, at this moment in time, been designated either individually or for the collective to process them out, to release them. And the gift within the releasing of these heavy emotions is that in turn, they carve out your capacity for carrying even greater light. And the more light we carry, the higher we raise our vibration, and the higher our vibration, the more magnetic we become effortlessly. And this is the true path to authentic success, or what the world thinks of as success, abundance, prosperity. It happens through carving out this greater capacity for light and therefore higher frequency and magnetism within yourself. I also am sensing that you, Divine Feminine, are learning to be more radically present with yourself in the moment, in the now. I'm seeing the book, The Power of Now, And of course, this is a very powerful and transformative book. I would highly recommend it, especially to those of you who are divine feminines who are listening, although I know that many of you are very familiar with this book and have read it already. With the sixth chakra in the midway position, I'm hearing that this whole transformation we've been speaking to energetically is really opening you up spiritually and psychically more and more over time. Although many divine feminines have already become very much aware of their ability to sense and interpret energy and channel that energy through many different mediums and forms, whether it's through something like this, doing readings, doing tarot, or whether it's through music, through art. Know that no endeavor, no form of channeling energy is more quote unquote spiritual than another, because any way you take and sense and interpret and then channel this energy into something material, that is a highly spiritual and profoundly transformative endeavor that you are a part of and participating in. And whatever that is for you, it is also your divine work here on earth. I just felt the urge to say, for you, divine feminine, you're on the right path. So maybe that's a message you've been asking for from your guides. Maybe you've been wondering, am I on the right path? And if that has been a question you've either thought mentally or held in your heart, I'm feeling this resounding affirmation, this resounding yes, coming from your guides, your higher self, whatever spiritual forces you personally connect with. Now, in the extended version of the reading, I am going to be channeling more messages for you, divine feminine, from your spirit guides and your higher self. So the link to the extended reading for more messages about this whole energetic, radical transformation taking place within you and your life purpose generally, and any other messages that you manifest to come through. All of that will be in the extended reading linked in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Okay, so I was about to close the reading, but then the Magician and the Mirror card came out in the reverse position. And as you know, if you frequently watch my readings, this is one of my 2 twin flame cards in the deck. So this is a really powerful card. It could be speaking specifically to a physically manifested twin flame situation. It could equally be speaking to the balancing act, the integration we are establishing between the inner divine masculine and inner divine feminine essences or energies that is happening through the awakening of the masculine with man holding a coin upright, which is occurring both energetically within the self, which can be felt by both physically incarnated polarities. So if you identify as the divine feminine, you are still feeling and have been feeling for some time the awakening of your inner divine masculine. You might feel this in the increased sense of inner self-support, the desire to create more structure and a sense of protection around your goals, your dreams in life, around yourself, to set stronger boundaries with people in your life, to care for yourself physically, your health, your body, whatever the case is. These all can be signs that your inner divine masculine is awakening, which is intricately interconnected with the awakening of the collective, physically incarnated divine masculines on this planet as well. And if you are a twin flame, so you are involved with one of these awakening divine masculines to whom you share this energetic bond, meaning you are connected through all of your chakra centers, especially through the heart. You share energy, then you are going to be feeling the awakening of the divine masculines even more profoundly than someone who is not on a twin flame path. Although, of course, everyone can feel this to some degree, because when I speak to being on a twin flame path, I just mean that being a twin flame is something that is consciously part of your unique soul's life path here on earth. Everyone does have a divine counterpart soul, whether they are incarnated or disincarnated at this time. Regardless, everyone has these complementary aspects to their soul. We all have a divine complement, a divine counterpart, either incarnated here on earth or in some other realm, dimension, or disincarnated, working with us from the spiritual realm. So technically, everyone does have a twin flame, but there are a rare few who are now at this time on the planet consciously experiencing a twin flame path, meaning their soul has decided to use twin flame experience as a vehicle for accelerated soul growth, expansion, and evolution. And this is where the idea of the 144,000 comes from as well. The idea that although because of really the laws of nature, where everything has within it the feminine and masculine aspects and elements, all souls also have a counterpart soul as well. However, very rare few are experiencing a conscious twin flame path, connecting with their twin flame in some kind of a conscious way in this lifetime that is radically accelerating their soul's growth, evolution, and expansion. And what I'm seeing here with man holding a heart reversed and deceit in the reverse position, connected with door to romance reversed. This is really interesting. What I'm really picking up on is two opposing masculine energies here. One who is awakening and one who is feeling blocked in some way. Now, this may not necessarily apply to everyone, but what I'm picking up is one of these masculines feeling frustrated because they feel like they're being blocked in love somehow by the other. Now, for some of you listening who are connecting with this could be two physical masculine beings, and you could be a divine feminine where there is one masculine who is very open-hearted towards you, sending you a lot of love energy, but feeling blocked somehow by the energetic presence of this other very powerful soul connection that could be a catalyst, that could be a twin flame of some kind. However, for others of you, this could be the same person. So there could be a masculine in the process of awakening here who is sometimes feeling frustrated by the fact that he is being divinely blocked in love for the purpose of creating space for his awakening, space to be alone with himself and really clarify this authentic core soul frequency within himself, raise his vibration, and rise to a higher level of capacity to love, capacity to interact within romantic relationship that, again, at the moment might be blocking him from connecting in love. And there may be a resultant frustration from that blocking effect of the divine. So regardless of how or if this connects with you, in the extended version of the reading, I will be channeling more about this situation with two masculine energies that could be two people or just two aspects of the same physical individual. So the link to the extended reading is in the pinned comment and description box under the video. Also, in the extended as well, I will be channeling higher self-love messages from both the divine masculine to the divine feminine and to one another. So these messages will come from both sides to the other, and all of that will be in the Patreon reading. But for now, I want to channel one final message from our beautiful Rumi Oracle deck. So the card to emerge from the Rumi Oracle is the right choice. So I'm going to just share a message from the guidebook here for this card. Stay close to those who know about the heart. Choose the shade of a tree that is in constant bloom. Don't meander aimlessly among the herb sellers and potion vendors. Go directly to the shop that sells nothing but sweets. Don't sit waiting by every boiling pot to have your plate filled. Not every boiling pot is cooking what you want. Not every sugar cane is filled with sugar. Not every down has an up. Not every eye has vision. Not every sea contains pearls. And the guidebook also says, on the path of love, there is not so much wrong and right in the moral sense, as much as what is wrong or right for you. The mind cannot help so much here. Only the heart can speak such truths. The mind may reject it, recoil, analyze, and find all the reasons why the simple truth, the right choice of the heart, cannot possibly work and only lead to pain. That is what the mind does rather well, actually. But it doesn't mean the right choice, the heart choice, becomes incorrect. It means rather that the heart has outsmarted the mind, and the mind will need to bow to the heart, even without understanding its sometimes impenetrable mysteries. Or one can choose to stay in inner conflict, fighting against the right choice, but eventually love will prevail and the way forward must be taken. So I really hope you received a valuable message from today's reading. I will now be heading over to the extended reading on Patreon. So if you do feel guided to explore the Patreon reading, all of the information on that is under this video. Otherwise, I am wishing you a beautiful, magical rest of your day, and I will talk to you again in Friday's reading.